Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
So, sister, let me just start by saying that I love and appreciate my clients so much. This podcast episode was inspired by one of my clients, Yolinda, who I actually mentioned to her, I think it was in the previous podcast, about the same thing, like something she said really inspired me. And it was this. It's when I asked her some insight and some things that we were talking about on her coaching call just today. And she said, we talked about the concept of how you are blocking your own view. You're blocking your own view. I was like, oh my God, I got to write that down. I'm gonna speak into that next podcast episode. That's brilliant. And so this is how I heard it for me, actually. So what's interesting for me as a coach is there'll be things when I'm, clearly present, there for my clients, listening to the voice as to how I should really help them, questions to help them be able to find the answers and the steps that they're looking for in their life. But just know, there's a lot of stuff that's there for me. It's not for that purpose, but there'll be things that I hear for me in this. And so when she had said, you're blocking your own view, this is what's true for me right now. So right now, my husband Ed and I have the opportunity to buy the house that we're renting. Beautiful house, very much up there in price. This is kind of where we live now in Victoria, BC. The houses cost this, but this is quite a bit more than we've ever paid for a house in the past. And it's a beautiful house. And so I was very much kind of like, man, this is like the dream house. Yeah, we need to buy this house. This is it. And we've been back and forth a little bit with the landlord about what they've got it valued at, and then the property tax valuation, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of different numbers. We've talked to some friends, and I was very much closed off to the possibility of anything different. It was like, no, this is the house. This is the one. Boom. It would be easiest. Tyson's school, all of our shit still in that. We don't have to move, all of that stuff, right? And so I was very closed off to the possibility of anything different because I had it set in my mind, this is the house. This is the one we're getting. That's it. Okay. So hence the fight that my husband and I saw. And I get it. Sometimes it takes time and space to really see that. But I realize now in retrospect, and when Yolinda mentioned this on her coaching call today, is that I was blocking my own view. See, if I had it set in my mind, which I did, which is this is the house and there's no other house because this house is so unique and nothing can compare to it and blah, 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 I went on and on with the story, there was no way for me to see another possibility, sister, because I was blocking my own view, right? I was blocking my own view. So a day or two passes, and we had some dinner with friends who have lived here on the island most of their lives and had some great feedback. And then, Ed started sending me some listings well, maybe there's other houses that are around this price range. We should just just see what else is out there. And I finally started to kind of open up a little bit and say, okay, let's see what's possible. I still really love this house, but maybe what I realized is that I was really blocking my own view. See, there's always possibilities that we can't see at the time if we are blocking our own view, if we only have one way of how we see the world, of how we see a situation, of how we see that person. There's no way for us to see anything else because we're blocking our own view. And so Ed sent me a couple listings. I started to take a look. It was kind of like, no, don't like this. And I was like, how about this, babe? Why don't we go to some open houses next weekend? Let's just see. I really want to. It's one thing to see a listing for a home on the computer and I look at pictures and everything looks, all awesome on the computer. But I would like to go into the space and really feel what it's like, see what the neighborhoods are like. And maybe this will be the house that we buy. Maybe it'll be another one. Maybe we'll rent from there. I don't really know. I'm at this point just really open to possibility and don't have an expectation or a set way of how things are supposed to be because I simply made the decision to stop blocking my own view. So here's where your more tip will where this will really make sense for you today then, sisters. Where in your life are you blocking your own view right now? Is it for your marriage? Is it a certain way, an expectation of how you see that the marriage should be this way and it's not going this way and therefore that's it? And you only see one, right? Because you're blocking your own view. So is it with your marriage? Is it with your health? Maybe there's another way for you to be able to lose the weight. Maybe there's another way for you to be able to get lean and strong than what you now know to be true, if you only see one possibility. Is it with the way that you parent? Is it with your business? Is it with purpose and the reason that you really feel like you were here on the planet? And what the meaning of all this is? Where are you blocking your own view? And here's the second part of this. So once you've identified where that is in your life, what is one action step you can take as a result of getting out of your own way? To stop blocking your own view. To really see another possibility. Another possibility. There's no way that we can expand in our life. There's no way that we can grow. There's no way we can get the things that we want when the things that we're doing are not working to get us what we want if we don't stop blocking our own views. So where is that in your life for you, sister? And what is one action step you can take as a result to stop blocking your own view and to really get clear on those things that you want? Right? So for me, when it came down to the house thing with Ed, and this is still an ongoing thing, obviously, it's just a newer conversation, but it's like, well, what do I want? Well, I want to come to agreement with my husband about where we're going to live, what's going to really work for us, what we need to do to get those things that we want, the house that we want. And it's not going to happen by me just saying, no, it's my way or the highway. That just wasn't what I wanted. And so I was willing to stop blocking my own view and see a different possibility. So where is it for you in your life, sister? And one action step you can take as a result to getting out of the way and to stop blocking your own view so you can see a new possibility that maybe you just can't see right now. So here's what I want you to do, sister. If you don't already subscribe to the Women Wanting More newsletter, I want you to head over to drkarenosburn.com. That's spelled DRKARENOSBURN.com. You're going to see the pop-up that comes up, which is orange with me on it, saying subscribe here for the More For newsletter, the action guide. And you're going to enter your name and email, and I will get you hooked up on that today. And listen, you got to be on the newsletter, sister. I have a one-day live event in Vancouver, BC, which will most likely be May or June, one of those 2 months, coming up in 2017, and you will be on the early bird list if you're here on the newsletter. There will be a limited number of tickets. It's going to be huge. It'll be the first annual Women Wanting More live one-day event with women just like you around the world that want more within their life. My book is coming out within the next 4 weeks. I have new webinars. I've got a closed Facebook group that'll be like a monthly group to be able to really learn these principles and be around women that are like you, and will have the possibility of being able to actually have access to me, but it's not necessarily at the high-end one-on-one and group mastermind coaching and tuition. See, I shifted my possibilities, sister. I only saw the possibility of working with women that are going to pay me a lot of money to coach, because I know when you pay, you play. Right? Often the amount of the commitment is tied into the investment you've actually made. And so I allowed myself to open up to a different possibility, and hence creating this Facebook group. So there'll be some more information coming about that soon, and a webinar so you can actually be part and be one of the first 100 women that are actually into that very, very special Women Wanting More group. So I will talk to the next episode, sister. A life of more. It's just one step away from you doing the fucking work every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosburn.com/newsletter.